What's the difference between look out and look up? Do cut back and cut down have the same meaning? What do mess up, screw up, and mess around mean? Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll explore some tricky yet super common phrasal verbs that natives use all the time. Get ready to learn 30 phrasal verbs for everyday conversations with examples from movies. Let's dive in. So what's the difference between look up and look out? Look out is when you're being careful. Imagine you're walking down the street and suddenly you see a car speeding towards you. You'd yell, "Look out!" to warn someone. Look up is about finding information. It's like when you need to search for something, maybe on Google or in a book. For instance, I need to look up the meaning of this word. Now let's take a look at some examples from movies.
Daddy, look out!
Michelle, look out!
Look up bookstores in Springdale, Wisconsin.
I need you to open up Google and look up the word trigoxin, T-R-I-G.
The next pair of phrasal verbs is cut back and cut down. They both mean to reduce one's use of something. Usually they are things that are bad for us. Sugars, alcohol, junk food, smoking, screen time. For example, she's trying to cut down on alcohol.
And you've got to cut down on the cognac.
Cut back on any alcoholic drinks, tobacco, caffeine.
I gotta cut down on the coffee.
I guess I can afford that if I cut down on my beer.
Let's explore mess up, screw up, and mess around. Mess up and screw up both mean to make a mistake or to do something incorrectly. If you forget an important appointment, you could say, "I really screwed up by forgetting about the important meeting." If you accidentally spill coffee on your shirt before an important presentation, you might say, "I can't believe I messed up my shirt right before the big meeting." Well, everyone messes up sometimes, or we all screw up sometimes.
We always mess up.
I don't screw up, Myron.
You did screw up, though, right?
Mess around means to behave in a carefree or sometimes irresponsible manner. It can also mean to waste time. If you're supposed to be studying right now, but you're playing video games instead, someone might tell you,
"Stop messing around and focus on your work."
Chicago.
Well, we don't mess around up here.
You know, you really should mess around with her.
In English, there are a lot of phrasal verbs that have the same meaning. Let's learn a few more. Push back and put off both mean to postpone something to a later time. For example, if a meeting is scheduled for tomorrow, but you need more time to prepare, you might ask, "Can we push back or put off the meeting until next week?"
It's good to see that not everybody's put off their dinner by the weather forecast.
They had to push back the ransom drop from Friday till Monday.
When was it the last time you had to push something back on your calendar? Let me know in the comments. Turn up and crank up both mean to increase the volume or intensity of something. If the music at a party is too low, you might say, "Can you turn up the music?" Or "Can you crank up the volume?" Another example is, "Crank up the heat. It's freezing in here."
Crank up the volume, then hit that.
I want you to try to engage him. Turn up the heat.
Let's jump into some other phrasal verbs that will definitely boost your vocabulary and help you sound more natural in English. But wait, what does jump into mean? Jump into means to start something eagerly and quickly. It's like diving right in without hesitation. For example, I'm excited to jump in the new project and get started.
Oh, no, of course not.
I'm not ready to jump into the dating pool just yet.
Why don't we just jump into the topic of the hour? The big Burns wedding.
Okay, yes, good.
The next one is to put together. It's a simple phrase used to describe the process of creating something by combining various elements. She put together a fantastic presentation for the meeting.
I'm trying to put together a timeline.
So I put together a great jury.
So now we can start to actually put together a picture of what really happened.
Or if you're assembling a piece of furniture, you might say, "Let's put it together." Shut down means to close something. It's like turning off a machine or closing a business for the day. Imagine you're leaving the office. At the end of the day, you might say, time to shut down the computers. Or if a store is closing for the night, you could say, they're shutting down for the evening.
Hell, let's shut down the whole airport.
The security systems were shut down for 2 minutes, man.
Grow apart. This is when people slowly become less close over time, usually because they're doing different things. It's like drifting apart. My sister and I grew apart as we got older and started our own families.
People grow together, they grow apart. It's always shifting.
People grow apart.
With a slightly similar meaning, there is another phrasal verb, fall out. This is when people have a big argument that makes them stop talking to each other. They had a falling out after a disagreement about their business partnership. So grow apart is something gradual, while fall out is more sudden.
I hear you and Jackie have had a falling out, Kathleen.
Make up for. It means to compensate for a previous mistake by doing something extra. For example, if you forget your friend's birthday, you might buy them an extra gift to make up for it. Or if you're late for a meeting, you could offer to work extra hours. He worked extra hours to make up for being late on Monday.
I really want to make up for letting you down like I did.
Drop off. It means to deliver something to someone at a destination. Imagine you're driving your friend home. You can say, I'll drop you off at your place.
Could you drop off a package for me?
I wanted to drop off a few things for you.
Bring someone down means to make someone feel sad or disappointed. Negative comments can really bring someone down. And what could really bring you down?
Come on, don't bring me down.
Oh, God, let you bring me down, Chrissy.
I spent a lot of years trying to bring you down, bub.
Bring up means to mention a topic for discussion. She brought up the idea of going on vacation this summer.
Touchy. I'm sorry I brought up the wedding.
Keep something from someone means to keep it a secret. She kept her financial troubles from her family to avoid worrying them.
Why did you keep it from me?
Did you think you could keep it from me?
Stumble upon, across, or on. It means to unexpectedly find someone or something, often by chance. While hiking in the woods, we stumbled upon an abandoned cabin. I stumbled across an interesting article while browsing the internet. She stumbled on an old photograph while cleaning out her attic.
If you stumble upon a very expensive Italian bracelet, it's mine.
And then finally I stumble on you guys.
Okay, so how did you stumble across Zach?
Take after means to be like someone in your family. She takes after her mother in both looks and personality. He really takes after his grandfather. They both have a talent for storytelling.
Well, you do take after your mother. Let's just...
You take after your father, don't you?
You take after your daddy.
Show off means to display something you have or something you can do to make other people notice and be impressed. He's always showing off his new car to everyone. She loves to show off her cooking skills at dinner parties.
They just did it to show off. Why do you have to use me to show off?
Back up means to support someone. I'll back you up during the meeting if you need me to support your ideas. It can also mean to create a copy of data for safekeeping. Don't forget to back up your important files regularly.
Thanks for having my back up there.
We'll back you up. We'll be there.
Settle down means to become quiet after a period of excitement or activity. It took some time for the children to settle down and go to sleep. It also means to find a permanent place to live or to start living a more stable life. After years of traveling, they decided to settle down and buy a house.
Wants to settle down in the outback, does she? Settle down and think straight.
Catch on means to understand something, usually a new concept or idea. She quickly caught on to the rules of the game and started winning.
No one really seemed to catch on.
You'll catch on.
Blow up means to suddenly become very popular. The story about the scandal blew up on social media. It can also mean to become very angry, often in a sudden and dramatic way. He blew up at his coworkers for making a mistake.
I'm so sorry that I blew up at you. I'm so...
It blew up on the internet.
Freak out means to get really scared or surprised by something. Don't freak out, but there is a spider on your shoulder. I freaked out when I realized I forgot my phone at home.
And when she freaks out, I freak out.
But what happens if I get married and I freak out?
Still, you're gonna freak out, but it's gonna be okay.
And the last one is to pan out. Pan out means to develop in a particular way, especially after a period of uncertainty. I wasn't sure how the new project would pan out, but it ended up being a great success.
Things don't always pan out the way you want them to.
It's funny how things pan out.
Now here's a challenge for you. Write examples of sentences using at least 3 phrasal verbs from today's lesson. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more language content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next videos.